Have you ever wondered what happened to the USS Arizona at Pearl Harbor on that fateful morning of December 7th, 1941? Picture this. It was a serene morning at Pearl Harbor, an idyllic tropical paradise humming with the mundane routines of military life. The crew of the USS Arizona, one of the prides of America's Pacific Fleet, had no idea of the storm that was about to befall them. The USS Arizona wasn't just any battleship. No, it was a symbol of American naval prowess. A floating fortress boasting a complement of over 1,000 men and an array of formidable weaponry. It was an integral part of America's strategic plans in the Pacific, a bulwark against potential threats. But then, without warning, the tranquility of the morning was shattered. Japanese planes swooped down from the sky, their payloads bringing death and destruction. In mere moments, the USS Arizona went from a symbol of American naval power to a tragic casualty of war. What transpired in those moments that sealed the fate of the USS Arizona? The USS Arizona was under a relentless assault by Japanese aircraft. The sky was filled with the deafening roars of the enemy planes, their wings slicing through the crisp morning air. The ship's anti-aircraft guns blazed in response, their thunderous retorts echoing across the harbor. But it was a battle against overwhelming odds. The fatal blow came from a single armor-piercing bomb. Dropped from an altitude of 10,000 feet, it pierced the deck of the ship and exploded in the ammunition magazine. The impact was cataclysmic, the explosion so powerful that it lifted the 33,000-ton battleship out of the water before it settled back, a wounded giant. The explosion was just the beginning. Fire engulfed the ship, the heat so intense it melted the steel decks and superstructure. The Arizona was not just sinking, she was disintegrating. The inferno on board made any rescue attempt a suicidal mission. The aftermath of the explosion was nothing short of a nightmare. The ship sunk in less than 9 minutes, trapping hundreds of sailors below deck. Those who managed to escape the initial explosion were left to contend with burning oil on the water's surface, turning the harbor into a deadly sea of flames. The air was filled with cries of pain and calls for help, but for many, it was too late. The sinking of the USS Arizona was not just a military disaster, it was a human tragedy. Of the ship's crew, 1,177 perished, marking the greatest loss of life on any US warship in American history. Many of those who perished were young men, their lives cut short in the prime of their youth. In less than 9 minutes, the USS Arizona was lost, and with her, 1,177 crew members, marking the greatest loss of life on any US warship in American history. What remains of the USS Arizona today, and how does it serve as a reminder of that tragic event? In the aftermath of the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor, the sunken wreckage of the USS Arizona was left undisturbed. The ship became a silent underwater grave for over 1,000 sailors and Marines who lost their lives on that fateful day. Today, the Arizona continues to leak oil from its ruptured fuel tanks, a phenomenon often referred to as the tears of the Arizona. These droplets rise from the depths, a poignant reminder of the tragedy that unfolded over 8 decades ago. In the early 1960s, a decision was made to preserve the remnants of the Arizona. A memorial was erected, spanning the midsection of the sunken battleship without touching it, a respectful distance maintained to honor the final resting place of those entombed within. The USS Arizona Memorial, as it is known, became a beacon of remembrance, a place where the echoes of history can be heard, felt, and reflected upon. The memorial is not just a tribute to the Arizona and her crew, but to all the lives lost on December 7, 1941. It is a poignant reminder of the cost of war and the price of peace. Its stark white structure, contrasting against the deep blue of the Pacific, symbolizes the purity of their sacrifice, a sacrifice made in the name of duty, honor, and country. Every year, millions of people visit this solemn site. They come to pay their respects, to learn, to reflect, and to remember. The memorial serves as a bridge between the past and the present, a living testament to the enduring spirit of those who served and sacrificed. As we look back on the events of that day, it's important to remember not just the attack, but the legacy it left behind. The USS Arizona, now a haunting underwater tomb and a poignant memorial, stands as a testament to the sacrifices made on that day. A day that will live in